Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, or welcome for the first time if you are new here. Today we're going to be going over the essentials, what you're really going to be needing if you're going into nursing school this year, or if you started back in January from someone who is a nurse. So this is going to be just some essentials, not trying to be over consumerism here, just basics, things that you're actually going to use throughout your career. And again, everything that I say on this channel is my full opinion. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me down in the comments below. Every nursing school is going to be a little bit different. And keep in mind that I went to nursing school around 2019, 2020, 2021 time, COVID times. Let's not remember that. So things may have changed as far as what they are requiring for schools nowadays or for different nursing programs. To start off, one of the biggest things is going to be like the kit that they make you buy at the beginning of the school year. I don't know if that goes for all schools. Ours had a manual blood pressure cuff, a infrared thermometer, one that just reads on the forehead, and a pulse ox was in there as well. I want to say just a little reader that goes on the fingertip, something that we use for all of our clinical rotations, kind of all just stayed in that little bag together. One of the things that I don't really carry around anymore, couldn't even find it for this video, are the trauma shears or the little bandage scissors, because I don't use them in any of the jobs that I've had recently. They've just kind of disappeared. So I will attach a picture here for you guys, just a photo from Amazon or something. These are kind of up to you as far as color, I think, depending on the program, but I think mine were just white or black. If you're going to be in a hospital setting, these are going to be things that you use every single day. They make cutting off IV site dressings very easy, wound care dressings that need to be cut, but because they don't cut skin, so that's why they're very important to carry with you. They can cut through clothing as well, and some people will actually just have those hooked onto either their stethoscope or thrown in a pocket somewhere and carried with them throughout their shift. Another big thing that's going to be on your list of supplies, that's a big ticket item, is going to be a stethoscope. I know all of you girlies are already on TikTok, YouTube, looking for what the best stethoscope is going to be. Of course, now that I've been a nurse for almost 6 years, I do carry a Littmann stethoscope. This is what she looks like. Beautiful, stunning, right? Littmann, as you guys have probably seen on the internet. This is the one that I use every single day when I am working. However, the one that I bought when I was in nursing school and, 18 years old was this little guy. This one is MDF Instruments, probably like $30, just a little cheap guy. But I did use this for my clinical rotations, and I did use it for my simulations when we had to do assessments on our teachers and stuff and on our friends. I bought this one just at the local scrub shop. Always a good idea if you can buy them from a scrub shop. Again, Amazon is a good option for buying your first stethoscope if you don't really know what you're looking for. If you're not even sure nursing is going to be your thing, do not waste your money on a stethoscope that costs, hundreds of dollars. You just need something that's going to be able to hear heart sounds, lung sounds, and that's able to flip to a pediatric smaller bell on this side for hospital rotations as well. Okay, another big item here that's super, super important are gonna be your pen lights. These are the actual ones that I bought while I was in nursing school, and I've just changed the batteries out as I've needed to. This one is the one that I use every single day, this purple one here, now that I work in the schools with the kids, looking in eyeballs and doing assessments for head injuries, things like that. That's gonna be something that I always keep in one of my scrub pockets. I wanna say most of these are probably going to be very similar. You can probably find them at a scrub shop, like how I found my stethoscope as well. This one has a bunch of fun little numbers on the side, not anything that I use, just making sure that it's bright enough, making sure that you can do all of your neuro checks, pupil exams, things like that too. Okay, this one's a little unnecessary, but I do love a stethoscope case. I don't think I used one at all during nursing school, but I do use this now that I work as a nurse. I just put all my little supplies in here, like the pen lights, my stethoscope live in here, and then it gets zipped up and thrown in my backpack. This one was actually gifted to me, I think when I graduated from nursing school, but I like it. It's more of a secure case, so your stethoscope and your lights and pulse ox aren't just flying around in your backpack. This next one might be a little bit more obvious, but I prefer to have a physical planner. This is the one that I'm currently using for this year. However, I did have one back when I went to nursing school, because I remember they had us set up like on a Google Calendar that had all of our exams, clinical dates, things like that were set up on my phone side of things, but I always had it written down here as well, just so you're making sure you're not getting double booked for anything. And if you have clinicals that are going to be out of your city, making sure that you know where you're supposed to be and what time you're supposed to be there is super important. So for organization purposes, I really would recommend getting more of a hard copy, something that you can write down where you need to be and when you need to be there. This next item is one of my favorites that I used in nursing school. I do not use this anymore, but I still carry it in my backpack every single day. This is going to be a foldable clipboard. This one has a lot of great information on it, as well as far as a pain scale down here. There is also how to read different EKG readings on the top. This one comes with pupil responses as well as ABGs. I don't do those anymore. Different gauges for IVs and injection sites, which I love as well. This was constantly full of papers working in the hospitals and working long-term care. I say working, but doing clinicals there because you have several patient assignments. You have to have all of their papers, medication lists, things that need to be on hand when you don't always have access to a computer system, especially in some of those older long-term care facilities. This one folds up perfectly. I think I got this from Amazon again, and these did fit back in my my nursing scrub pockets, the ones that were on the sides, like those really baggy cargo pants. I don't know if they would fit like in the cute jogger pants nowadays that people wear, but they definitely fit in the side of my pants when I was in nursing school, and this was a lifesaver. Anything that my teacher had given me, notes, corrections, tips, anything that I could try to remember, because they would test us throughout our clinical shifts. I would write it down in here. I would always be able to pull something back from memory, and it was on my person at all times. Super important. You're not leaving any charting information behind in a patient's room or in a charting room. It all goes back in here and back in your pocket. Okay, next I recommend having a wide variety of colors of highlighters, and different color pens, pencils, whatever you're going to be taking notes with. This way you're staying more organized. Not everything is highlighted in the exact same color. Different sticky notes might mean different things for you, just what is going to keep you the most organized. Because you're going to see studying certain texts and certain books. This is my pharmacology book, the actual one. While you're studying all of these, if all of these were just yellow sticky notes, I don't know how I would have kept that straight in my mind. So trying to find a way that's going to keep you the most organized. And again, if that does mean highlighting everything in yellow, do what's the best for you. But again, I'll show you here, even on the same page, how many different color highlighters I'm using, different sticky notes here, just to kind of help break things up in your mind so they're not becoming all just one color yellow, because you're going to be highlighting so many different things that are going to be on different exams. Okay, the last one is kind of going to be more of like a bonus item. I used these more as I was getting into my last semester, and then also as I was getting ready to test for the NCLEX. Okay, I found these two things at Barnes & Noble, and they saved my life my last semester of college, and as I was testing for the NCLEX. These can probably be found used. I bought mine new at Barnes & Noble, but again, still something that I use every single day. These are the PathoFlash and Pharm flashcards from Davis Plus. These are amazing flashcards. Again, I made a lot of my own flashcards too, but as I was getting ready to test and I wasn't really taking exams anymore, I was just getting ready for the big exam, the NCLEX for nursing. These are just really, really well done flashcards. Super helpful for some of my last clinical rotations when I knew I had different patients with different diagnoses that I wasn't too familiar with. I would actually take a couple of these flashcards with me and keep them in that little foldable thing, so I could always look back at them. Here's one for Zofran, kind of giving us the drug name. And on the back, we have therapeutic classes, the actions, adverse side effects, and reactions. And I just really enjoyed having all these little cards. They do all have like a little illustration. You can see they're really nicely separated inside these boxes. They've been through it as I've moved throughout the years, but definitely something that I love. Possibly could find it secondhand, like at a used bookshop maybe, because I found some different nursing textbooks like that throughout the years, but those are really, really amazing when it comes to studying for your NCLEX. Alrighty, y'all, that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope this video was helpful to some of y'all out there. Again, if you're going to be starting nursing school anytime soon, or if you're going through it right now, I just want to say my heart is with you. You got this. You're going to be an amazing nurse. If you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing to my channel, that would be so, so appreciated. And I will see you next time. Thank you. Every night, every night, every night.